Hello everyone and welcome back to Chaos Creations. Now I would like to say this has been a long gap between videos, but that simply isn't true. I've done about 4 or 5 videos, I think it is, and every time I do one, it puts on YouTube, stays there for about a week with no likes, no views, nothing, and then whoosh, it just disappears. I don't know if there's a new policy with YouTube or something. I have reached out to them, asked them, but I'm not getting any response. So could you do me a big favor, even if you just watch this for 30 seconds, can you at least click a like to say the fact that you've seen the video, so at least I get some input. Now this box comes from America, thanks to Leonard, the gentleman in the USA that told me about it. This guy used to work for Games Workshop back in the day. He had boxes that he hasn't opened for some time, I think it's like 5 or 10 years, and he was just selling them as a box. Take it away, I don't know what it is, I don't care. So on that rare chance that my beautiful partner sees this video, baby, I only paid $10 for it, honest, okay? But that said, these boxes are extremely rare, so I don't know what's in here, and that's the excitement part of it. So let's open it up. Now what I've done is I've opened up the top, and I've had a little look inside. I haven't had a good look, but what it says on the box and what it says actually has inside could be two completely different things. So let's have a look, shall we? I am excited. Now, the first thing I've noticed is this, and it says, Cauldron of Blood from Armorcast. Now, for those that don't know, Armorcast was before Forge World, and they used to make resin things for our Games Workshop for players and such. And this thing was like a big Cauldron of Blood thing that you could wander around in 40k with and such. They also had a small version for Epic, and you know, it's pretty impressive. So I can see something sticking out already. So what is this? If I can, there we go. Armorcast, there we go. So it's telling us about the Elder Tempest, Bane Blades, Malefactor, other things that the company made. Sort of like, you know, look at all these things, gives you some priming, clean-up, repairs, and so forth, and warpage, which was common for the resins that they were using. If you had them in the Australian sun too long, they would get a bit buckly. Oh, got something else. What's this? Inquisitor magazine, which was like their magazine, so they would put all the rules for these things in a magazine, and you'd buy that. Another way to make money, and also, you know, it was a little compendium. They were like 30 pages long, I think, maybe 10 pages, 15 pages, and it had the rules for all the things, you know. Called Inquisitor, and there you go. You can, at the upcoming issues and such, at the time you could actually become a member and get a subscription. What a packing peanut, yay! All right, so it looks like it's in here. So these are reasonably rare, and what you would do is you would take it out, and they're very simple to put together, like that, and you have your cauldron on top, and you should have like mandibles, yeah, so this is like a ramming thing, and that should have a slot underneath there, and what you would do is, you know, it's like a big tank, and it's got like a rough area in here, so you could put like blood sort of paint on there, make it all icky. And the wonderful thing I used to do was get my Warrior of Corn on top to be like, raw! Now these things are old. These things are very old. I haven't seen one of these in the flesh in quite some time. So, you know, it's lovely to see. I wonder if there's anything else in there. No, we just got packing peanuts. Oh well. Hey, you never know. You can always find, like, you know, a little something extra. All right, so, you know, and there's beautiful details on this thing. It's absolutely gorgeous. Not usable now, but, you know, in, like, custom games and so forth, I'm sure you could have a use for it. I wouldn't mind having one of those set up in, like, Necromunda and have it, like, dormant, and you've got, like, 20, you know, minutes or, like, 2 turns to salvage what you can off it before it becomes active and starts killing people. Stuff like that. Okay, we got... what is this? Okay. I got no idea. I'm stumped. I really don't know. It's lightweight. It's not made of resin. Holy crap! Hang on a second. This is wood. Yeah, paint's starting to peel on it. Yeah, this is made of wood. It's Very impressive wood carving, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, ooh, it's a bit whiffy too. It's been in storage for a while. Anybody know what this is, please? Could you please let me know? I might take some scans of this and do a print one. It looks quite nice. If I knew what it was. Like I said, anyone knows what this is, could they please let me know? A wood carved thing. It looks a little bit like the alien from the Aliens movies, but is it like a Tyranid or something? I don't know. You tell me. If you know what it is, please let me know. What we got next? What are these? Oh, hello. These are the claws. I wonder if we've got the actual items in there. These are, once again, armor castings. Oh, actually, no, I think these are Forge World. That's armor cast. Let me see if I've actually got a body in here. What are these? I do not know. Oh, hello. What do we got? Oh, so we got, I think these are like malefactors or something, exorines. Look, I'm rubbing my grey matter here. This one is what they used to call the tomato chucker from Forge World, actually, I think. And it would sit there like that or something. Maybe that. I think it's like that, actually. And it would sit there. Yeah, it's got, because it's got the spikes on the outside. So it's either got to go that way or that way. I'll have to look it up online. And yeah, it was called like the tomato chucker because, you know, it's chucking tomatoes at you. And this one is from armor cast. And this one would have these malleable things sticking there, I think. Actually, I don't know. I think these might be something different. This might be like one of the ones that hook up and go down and such. I might have to see online because those ball joints don't really fit in there per se. So I'm guessing this might be for something different. And these claws belong to something else. Once again, I'm going to have to do some research. And I don't know what they're for. All right, let's just see what else we got. Okay. No, well, that solves that problem. I'm guessing that's for this. This looks like a piece of terrain for Warhammer Fantasy. Well, these go up here, I guess. Like that. Oh, I don't know. Looks very nice, looks very special, lots of skulls on it. Looks like tiny little skulls in the gaps here as well, bigger skulls. Hey, look, skulls and skulls! It must be a Games Workshop product. That's pretty nifty though, that's quite nice. It's lightweight, but it's absolutely huge. I mean, this thing must be at least 40 centimeters across. That's massive. That's really huge. All right. What else? Is that... I can see something else here. What's that? Metal. And heavy metal. Pardon the pun. Chaos Dwarves? Oh my God! It's what do you call it? A hell cannon. Yeah. Hell cannon. These things were massive, and they weighed a ton. We're looking at like half a kilo easy for this item. So what it is if I can get it out of the plastic bag, because, you know, they're spiky. So that would sit there, and it would have like a mouth at the top and a mouth at the bottom, and it's got covered in skulls and such, and you would fire this thing. I think fired it like Evil Souls or something, you know, quite nice for back in the day. Very, very heavy. Some beautiful graphics on the bits and pieces. So there's the bottom jaw, and there's the top jaw, and you know, you have to open up like that. Hell cannon. I think they were hell cannons of Khorne to begin with, and then they went on to be hell cannons for Chaos Dwarves. Either way, they're quite nice. Couple of bases there, and this thing is heavy. I don't really have much use for it, so it might be a nice Christmas present to one of my friends, I think. It's the last thing in the box, I believe. Battle for the Five Armies. Now, this is technically Warmaster for Lord of the Rings. A bit damaged, but, came out in, 2015? All right, well, everything seems to be on pop sticks. Hopefully they're not glued. They're just for blue tack for painting. No, they're glued. Why don't you use the bases? That's what they're there for God's sake. That is going to be a pain in the ass to get off too. Damn. Yep, there we go. All right, well, it's not too bad. So these are all 10mm miniatures. And you put them into large groups. So if you've ever played Warmaster, you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, hello. It's like Gandalf, maybe. No, maybe Gandalf there. There's some dwarves and a bear. So it was like mass armies on a battle. So instead of like having a fantasy battle where you have, let's say, 3 or 4 points, you could have like 10,000 points. Massive, humongous scaled armies. And there's not really 5 armies in this. There's actually 2 armies, the side of good and the side of evil. But you've got elves, dwarves, goblins, orcs, and so forth. So it's still not bad. And I play Warmaster, so I might just put it together for the Battle of the Five Armies, and it has a couple of scenarios in here as well as the rules. And, we got a smorg. Wow, that's nice. So I think there was a picture there. Yeah, so you have like huge armies, massive armies, and then you play in battles and such. That's all pretty good, and it's a lot of fun. I've always wanted to do some terrain for this. It always looks very pretty. And, there's this smog again. We have a river system, which was cardboard, and this is very basic, but it does the job. It looks like a river, And we have the annoying hill. Now, I've heard about this. It's spectacular, but it's only half a hill. So, you can have it this way and have half a hill, or you can have it that way and have half a hill. But, and it's pretty good. But if I had the other 2 pieces, a beautiful scenic piece of hill for a battle top, this is only going to be on the edge somewhere, which is kind of dull, really, kind of pointless. But anyway, it is what it is. I might see if I can find separately these hills on eBay or something, maybe pick them up. And of course, you've got all the bases in here and so forth. More pop sticks. A ruler. What do we have here? Oh, a bit of bridge. Oh, sorry, river. And all the bases, which they didn't use. Yes, thank you, guys. And dice. Tiny dice. I guess it's a tiny game. You get tiny dice. All right, so that's a very nice box. I do have another box that's coming, stuck in somewhere in a ship somewhere on its way here. Once again, sweetie, I only paid like $15 for it, honest, so, all good. Look, these boxes are quite rare. Let's face it, I mean, I've not seen a Battle of the Five Armies for sale on anywhere for years. So, I've been able to pick one up, and it looks like it's complete. So, I'm really not going to argue. I've got some beautiful terrain that I can put together. I don't put together, paint and put for fantasy battle. And believe it or not, it's actually quite lightweight. So that's going to be quite easy to put on, in a bag or something and take it to a place and go, right, objective is, just stand on here for 2 turns or something or whatever. So I'm really happy with that. That's 2 spiky bits that go with it. These things, not so much. I still think these belong to something else. I'll have to look around. Maybe the arms for this are in the next box and the body for these are in the next box. I don't know. We'll see. But those two arms, I mean, you really can't use these in a game per se. They're more memorabilia than anything else. But that said, they're still, quite nice, quite rare. I won't sell them because, I'm just an old fool and I love my toys. I'll find a use for them, maybe put them into, hey, like the Cauldron of Blood, I could put this in Necromunda and have this sort of thing, like a dormant creature from old, and it's got sacks of gold or something, or, bio something that somebody will want. And they have to get it before it wakes up and starts wandering around and eating people. And this thing, I don't know. It's a wooden sculpt, which is impressive, very impressive, but I don't know what else to do with it. It's pretty, that's about it. If anyone knows what it is, let me know. I might take some scans of it and maybe make it into a 3D file, I don't know. If it's, used. It's old. The paint is flaking on it. It's got a bit of an odd smell to it. I think it's got some water damage. But for a wooden sculpt, that's pretty impressive, let's face it. All right, everyone have a great day. If you have any questions, just ask. If you know what that bizarre creature is, please do let me know. I could be sitting on a small fortune. I don't think so. I wouldn't sell it anyway. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, and always remember, love the game, love life. Mr. Chaos out. Sweetie, I only paid $10. Honest.